If you have ever experienced fever dreams or lucid dreaming, somehow Death by Audio captured that feeling into a guitar pedal. Now, it's not every day that you come across a pedal that provides you with delicate and ethereal chorus and delay sounds on top of ballsy, fuzzed out insanity, warbling, bouncing grooves, and pulverizing delays. It can go from sounding like you just died and went to the gates of heaven to entering the void of purgatory, but like, kinda like it in a way. This is the Echo Dream 2, and it is the cool cousin of guitar pedals. In this video, I will go over everything you need to know about it, all of its features and great sounds, and of course, help you decide to see if this pedal is right for you and the sound that you are going for. So let's get right into it. If you enjoyed this video or find it helpful in any way, make sure to subscribe to see more, and also check out other content that I've made about guitar pedals, amps, guitar gear, and all that as well. Now, if it wasn't obvious enough, this pedal is very experimental and out of the norm. And this is why I love Death by Audio, because they take effects and create a whole other beast, but do so in a productive and a very hard to put down kind of way. So let's take a look at what this pedal features, all of the knobs, how to use it, and then I'll jump into some more sound samples. So this pedal is separated by 3 control sections. We have our echo controls, our modulation controls, and then our master controls that go right down the center. So getting into the master controls, we obviously have our master volume. This obviously controls the output volume of the effect. And then we have a fuzz knob directly under that. This sets the amount of gain basically from very clean to extreme fuzzed out funness. Now what you have to realize is technically the gain or fuzz comes after the echo. So that's gonna make both the clean and the echoes or delay distorted when you crank the fuzz knob. And this is the general theme with this pedal. I mean, all 3 sections, they all work together, they work against each other, and that's what provides such interesting and cool sounds. And then the last knob in the master control is our delay knob. This just sets the volume of the delayed signal. All right, so now moving on to the echo controls, we have something called D time, a feedback knob, and then a dry toggle. Now the D time, as you could assume, controls the delay time. These numbers represent milliseconds. Now the really interesting thing about D time is that the longer the delay, it creates like a very fluttery and noisy distortion. So the more you dial that in, it just gets very sputtery, and it's a really cool sound. The feedback knob is sort of one of the most normal knobs on this because it does exactly what most feedback knobs do. It controls the feedback of the delays. So basically, if this is all the way down or all the way off, it's basically like a slapback sound, and then all the way up, it's just like wild runaway oscillation. Weirdly enough, this is one of my favorite slapback echo sounds I've heard in a pedal. And you'll hear this in a second, but when I have the feedback really, really low and the modulator's off and the delay up all the way, it provides such a thick and full slapback sound. Yeah, it's really cool. Now the toggle switch here, when it's up, it basically just lets your dry signal pass through the pedal. And then when it's down, that means it literally just kills your dry signal altogether. So only the repeats will be heard and not your real-time guitar playing. Now moving on to the modulator. We have a speed control, a depth control, and then a shape toggle. Now the speed controls how fast the modulating oscillator runs. So when you have it pretty much dialed back, it's pretty tame. But then once you really dial this thing in, it gets pretty wild. Now the depth knob sets for how the modulator will swing with the delay time. So the more you have this dialed in, the pitch of the repeats will they'll shift very, very far from each other. And it just gets more insane, obviously. And then when it's more dialed back, things are tapered a little bit better. Then we have the shape toggle. When it's down, you have a sharp, square-shaped waveform, and then when it's up, you have a smoother sine-like waveform. Now, I will say it is pretty big compared to other pedals that I have, but you also have to remember that this is sort of 3 pedals in one. You have modulation, echo, and fuzz. But it's also a really pretty looking pedal. I love the purple and the black. It's a really cool combo. Now I know I'm a guitar channel and I'm saying this is a guitar pedal, but it's not just limited to guitar. You can use this as like a production tool. You can use it on a mix of a song. You could use it on drums. You could use it on vocals, bass, synths, literally anything you can think of. Like I said, it's a very experimental pedal. So gotta get experimental with it. So let's now hear everything I just talked about with the Echo Dream 2. although this pedal is mainly for combining all three of the effects, the echo, the fuzz, and the modulator, I believe that each is also really great by themselves. The echo is super fun to play with by itself. The modulator, with the speed and depth control, you have so many options of sounds, along with the switch. And don't even get me started with the fuzz, because I could literally replace my fuzz pedal on my board with just this. Although this is a little bigger, but still, I mean, I'm getting 3 effects in one. Now, yes, they may not be the most normal type of these effects, but that's why I love them. They're different, and the approach to these effects is refreshingly useful and very sort of unpredictable, but in like the best way possible. So if you're someone who's looking for those normal modulation sounds, the normal echo and things like that, then this may not be for you. But if you enjoy something different that doesn't sound like everything else on the market, all while maintaining its fundamental effect sounds, then this is definitely for you. I mean, look at it. It's clearly an experimental pedal, and it can be great for soundscape and droning types of players, for indie pop rock, lo-fi players, psych rock, grunge, emo, synthesizer folks, and so much more. You can use this thing on bass if you want to. It never really ends. More recently, I've been slowly welcoming more experimental pedals onto my pedal board, and the Echo Dream 2 has surely made it, and it's kind of scaring away some of my other pedals. Check out more videos right here if you want to learn more about other guitar pedals. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Echo Dream 2 down in the comments below, and thank you as always for watching, and I will see you in the next video.